What's good, y'all? It's Solution back at it with another mental gym video in which I give you guys mental exercises you can use to become extremely successful and accomplish all the goals that you are after. So let's get right into it. So today I want to talk about vulnerability and why you should not allow your insecurities or shame to get in the way of you being able to accomplish your goals. So since I already kind of mentioned parts of it, the definition I came up with for vulnerability in the context of achieving your goals is overcoming or using your insecurities slash shame so you can achieve your goals. So you see, we all have things within us that we feel bad about ourselves, that make us feel insecure. And by insecure, I mean we lack confidence about certain things within ourselves because of maybe circumstances or it's something that we can't control, right? For example, a lot of people are insecure about being short. Like a lot of guys don't like being short, right? Or you could be insecure about your circumstances, like, oh, I'm poor. And because I'm poor, I'm looked at differently or whatever. Like, we have all these things that can make us feel bad or lack confidence within ourselves. And that is okay. Like, that is okay. We're human beings and we have perspectives and we apply meaning to different things that makes us either feel good or makes us feel bad. But where I come in and where I have a problem, and for most of you guys who I want to help, I don't want you guys to let your vulnerabilities or your insecurities or shame to prevent you from becoming successful. I want you to either overcome it completely so it's not in the way or use it to your benefit. And quickly I'll talk about using it. So when it comes to using your insecurities to help you, what I've personally done or an insecurity that I guess I've developed or have kind of had as I've grown up is urgency. Like I really want to be urgent with my action taking and make sure that I'm on top of everything or I'm doing stuff as soon as possible because I'm really scared to not be as far ahead as I possibly could be. Because in my past, like looking back on my past, because I reflect on my past a lot and past mistakes and things that have went wrong, and I've seen it's always been because I'm too slow. Like I'm too slow. I'm not as urgent. I'm not as on top of things as I should be. I'm not trying to become as smart as I possibly can. I'm not trying to gain more knowledge and wisdom, or I was not trying to gain more knowledge and wisdom as fast as possible. And because of that, like I've not been able to get to my ideal life as of right now. Like I could be way further ahead like now, but because in the past I wasn't urgent, I didn't take care of things as soon as I possibly could. Like I wouldn't say I struggled with procrastination, but I just know if I did more sooner, if I was faster, if I just wasn't late to doing a lot of things, I could have been in a way better position now. And that has kind of developed an insecurity within myself where I'm like, bro, I need to be fast, bro. I need to be very urgent. I need to take care of stuff as soon as I possibly can. I need to be up to date with everything. And because of that, like, even when I watch like some anime, because I'll be watching anime, like I go read the manga, which is basically like the book form of an anime before it gets adapted into like actual animation on like your TV. Like I go watch and read spoilers because I just want to be so up to date with everything and know exactly what is going on. So I can always put myself in a good position. And like that's kind of an insecurity I have. And because of that, that has actually helped me achieve a lot of my goals and always make sure I'm on top of things to get the things that I want as soon as possible. Right? So that insecurity has helped me, and that's how I've used an insecurity to help me achieve my goal. Right? But for many of us, the problem is we need to overcome an insecurity so we're able to accomplish our goals. I mean, I was speaking about height being an insecurity because, like, a lot of guys, they're insecure about their height because a lot of girls say, oh, I would not date a guy if he's lower than whatever. All of that is bullshit anyway. But I'm not going to be the one to break that belief for you. But the point is, that is an insecurity that could stop you from accomplishing the goal of getting girls or getting a girlfriend. So you can see how this insecurity is directly stopping you from achieving a goal, right? And you don't want that to stop you from achieving a goal because you still want the goal despite the insecurity. So the insecurity is just getting in your way. So what do you do to make sure you can overcome an insecurity? or make sure you're using your insecurities to help you achieve your goals. And that's where I get into the mental exercise for today. So the first part of this is awareness, right? You need to know you feel ashamed about and what your insecurities are. Like, you need to know the things you lack confidence in, and you need to know the things that make you feel bad about yourself. Because how can you overcome or use something that you don't know about? You need to be aware of it. You need to question yourself. Questioning yourself is one of the most powerful things you can do in order to overcome yourself, in order to better yourself. Because a lot of things that limit us are actually unconscious, meaning we're not consciously aware of it. And you can only drag stuff from the unconscious if you use your conscious mind to think about unconscious things, right? So you basically have to question yourself. Like, what do you feel bad about? Like, just literally ask yourself, like, what makes me feel bad about myself, right? And you could also frame it like, what makes me lack confidence in myself? What do I lack confidence in? Right? It's either what do you feel bad about yourself? Like, what is something about yourself that you feel bad about? Or what do you lack confidence in? And you just want to ask yourself this question or these questions to really see. And like, you can ask yourself this question over days, weeks, whatever you need to do. If you need to write this down, you have complete freedom with your awareness. But you have to ask yourself these questions and come up with answers, period. That's what has to happen. Because it's the only way you're going to be able to overcome or use your insecurities or shame. You have to ask yourself, what makes me feel bad about myself, or what makes me lack confidence within myself, right? And come up with answers. Because you know the answers, obviously better than I do, because you know yourself. And I want you guys to know yourself so you can overcome yourself, right? So you ask yourself these questions, and it could be whatever. You could be like, I'm procrastinating. I don't think I'm good enough. My brother has made me feel like I'm never going to be able to accomplish everything he's accomplished. My mom says I'll never be anything. My dad says I'll never be anything. I'm insecure about my body. I don't like the way my body looks. I have a weird birthmark, for example. Like, I guess this is something I could be insecure about, but like, I have this birthmark like right here that I guess I could be insecure about. Like, you might have some shit like that. I actually kind of like it. I think it looks hard. I think I look tough with it. So, because my mom has even asked me one time, this is a weird side caveat, but my mom has even asked me one time, is like, do you want to get it removed? I'm like, nah, man, it makes me unique. It makes me feel different. But anyway, you can have whatever your thing. Just be aware of what your thing is, right? And once you are aware, right, and you feel like it's something, right? Because once you are aware, you need to be also aware of the fact, is it something that's preventing you from doing what you're supposed to be doing? And if you think it is, that's where we get into the second part of this mental exercise and the important part, which is value circle. Value circle. So, connecting back to what I was talking about earlier with the hold on. What I was talking about earlier with the girl situation, where if you're like a 5'5" guy and you think because you're short or 5'5" or whatever, you can't get girls. What you want to do, if you feel insecure about that and you're realizing that is a limiter for you, you're aware of the fact that is limiting you, you want to refer to your value circle. And what is your value circle? I previously made a value circle video in the past, and I will link that down in the description so you guys can go check that out, but I'm going to talk about it briefly here. So your value circle is essentially people who can help you achieve your goals because they have knowledge that can help you achieve your goals that you do not have, right? And they can come in three forms. People who've achieved what you want and you have access to information that they give out. So people you could see on YouTube, podcast, or wherever else you can get information from, and you're aware it's someone who's achieved what you want. And also, they value the same stuff as you. Like, they care about integrity, honesty, working hard, always growing. Like, they care about the same stuff you care about, and they've achieved what you want, because that makes the information as viable as it possibly could be, right? Then you have people who want to achieve the same thing as you. You can work with them, and they value the same stuff as you. And last but not least, and the best kind, is people who've achieved what you want, and you can work with them, and they value the same stuff as you. So when it comes to vulnerability and these insecurities and shame, if you have someone who's achieved what you want, but you don't have direct access to them, you just have access to the information, they might not speak directly to your insecurities and shame, which is fine, right? They can still give you knowledge and information that you need to achieve your goals. And this is where usually people who want to achieve the same thing as you and you can work with them come in deep handy. Because for me, for example, what has helped me overcome any insecurities and shame I have in the past is I've had someone in my value circle who I've talked to for a very long time that has helped me uncover these insecurities or shame, or I've been able to talk about my own personal insecurities and shame, and they've been able to talk about theirs to me, and we've basically been able to work on them together and figure these things out and realize these things are limiting us from accomplishing our goals and overcome them or use them, right? And because it's hard to, obviously, if someone who has achieved what you want and you don't have direct access to them, you can't ask them personal questions about your insecurities or things you feel shameful about. But if you're directly working with someone and you guys want to accomplish the same things, you guys are already sharing experiences about shit because you guys want to accomplish the same thing. So when you guys talk to each other about these insecurities, you can easily bring it up talking about like, hey, this thing is really like bothering me and I'm going through this right now, which is fine because it's good because that person can then help you, because since you guys already have a common interest of accomplishing your goals, that person can then help you and give you advice on what they believe you should do to make sure you'll be able to accomplish your goals, or so you'll be able to achieve your goals. Because that's the whole point. You guys are in a relationship in the first place, and that's the whole point. They're in your value circle to help you accomplish your goals, or you guys are there to help each other. So when you have things that you're ashamed about or insecurities that are preventing you from being confident in doing what you're supposed to do, they can help you. They will talk you through it, right? Obviously, you're going to have discernment in who you're choosing in your value circle. And what I mean by that is have good decision making. Like I said, they have to want to achieve the same thing as you, right? And they have to want to value this, not have to want, but they should value the same things as you so they can actually help you, or they'd be willing to help you, right? Because that is really, other than the third version, which is people who have achieved what you want and you can work with them. See, this is really, really perfect because this person probably has experienced similar insecurities or shame that has prevented them from achieving their goal before they achieved it. So they might have actually had the same insecurities or shame that you have right now that they've already overcome. So they can directly go into your mind and explain to you like, hey, you can overcome this by doing this, or you can use that insecurity in this way to help you achieve your goal, or you can overcome this insecurity or shame that you feel in this way, or guilt that you feel in this way. Like they can directly break any of these mental barriers that you have. Like they can just breathe it into you, right? But it's hard to get access to someone who has achieved what you want and you can work with them. That's why I'm talking more about the person who wants to achieve the same thing as you and you can work with them, because that's just going to be the most common person you're going to be around. Like that's probably going to be one of the first types of people you're going to be able to have in your value circle, right? So you want to basically talk to these people about your insecurities and shame that you feel, because they can help you work through these things so it doesn't prevent you from achieving your goals. See, a big mistake that I see a lot of guys make is they talk to people about their insecurities and shame that cannot help them achieve their goals, that have nothing to do with them achieving their goals, right? And this is obviously stupid or bad, because those people are not going to be trustworthy because they don't have the same incentive as you. You're just talking to them because they're your close friend or they're just like your family member, not because you believe they can actually help you do anything, right? And that's going to be kind of a problem, because if you give these people this information, they could, it doesn't mean they will, there's only one or two things could happen. It's either that they don't help you at all, or they cannot advise you in a way that actually be able to serve you, or they use that information against you down the line for whatever malicious reason. I'm not saying that will happen, but if you want to talk about your insecurities or your shame, right? You need to talk to people who can actually help you overcome it. And you can do that by having your goals that you know you want to achieve, and then you present these insecurities or shame to someone who wants to achieve the same goals as you, or someone who's achieved what you want, and you can work with them, and they will be able to directly tell you how these insecurities or shame that you feel is preventing you from achieving your goal, and they can help break the mental barrier. But when you go tell random people, and by random people, I mean people who have no idea what your goals are, have no idea what you want, just random people, like they are not going to be able to help you overcome those insecurities. They're going to give advice just based on them guessing because they don't know how you should overcome this insecurity or how you should overcome this shame in order to accomplish your goal. Because you guys are here to accomplish your goals. You just happen to have insecurities and shame, like we all do. So you should be talking to people who want to achieve the same goals as you and can directly get rid or help you get rid of those mental barriers of insecurities and shame. Don't just go talk to random people that have no idea about what your goals are because they can't help you. They don't have the context to help you. And this is why this is just my opinion. I'm just going to say right now. This is why, to me, at least when it comes to like therapists and stuff, I don't think it's directly helpful. Just because they don't have any idea what your goals are. So they don't have the context to really help you or tell you how to even use an insecurity or use some shame that you have to accomplish your goal. Right? They're just speaking based on just general solutions, which might not even help you. And you have to give them context about yourself in order for them to help you overcome this problem. Because you don't want to just talk about these things. You want to solve these things, and by solve them, I mean overcome them or use them to help you. Just talking about them will not help you achieve your goal. Unless the thing you literally need to overcome is talking about these things. Then yeah, then it can help you in that way. But you guys kind of get my point there. So yeah, so just to go over it one more time. Vulnerability is basically overcoming or using your insecurities / shame so you can achieve your goals, right? And what you want to do is you want to be aware of what these insecurities or shame is, right? So you ask yourself, what do I feel bad about myself? What do I lack confidence in? Or what makes me feel bad about myself? And you become aware of these things. And you could do this any way you want to. If you need to write it, if you just need to think about it every day, whatever you need to do to ask yourself this question and come up with answers, right? And once you have an idea of what these answers are, you have awareness, you want to refer to your value circle, right? People who have achieved, and mainly for the main parts of the value circle, the people who want to achieve the same thing as you, and you can work with them and they value the same stuff as you, or someone who has achieved what you want and you can work with them and they value the same stuff as you. Because these are going to be the main people who you're going to be able to talk to personally about yourself and tell them your insecurities or shames that you have that could be potentially getting in the way of you achieving your goals. And these people can then help you break these mental barriers by either telling you to use some of these insecurities or to help you overcome these insecurities by doing so and so and so and so for whatever path of goal achievement that you are on. And pretty much with that being said, that is the vulnerability mental exercise. I just believe this is very important because a lot of us have things that hold us back in terms of shame and insecurities, and that's completely okay. I just don't want you guys to not overcome it or to not use these things to achieve your goals. Because despite your insecurities and despite your shame, you still want to achieve your goals. That is why you're here. That is why you watch my channel. You still want to achieve your goals, right? So I want to make sure you do not allow these insecurities or shame to prevent you from doing that. So go talk to the people who can actually help you in your value circle, right? Go talk to these people because these are the people that will directly help you overcome those insecurities and shame. Don't just go talk to random people, like a random friend or a random family member or just any random person. You need to talk to someone with a purpose. Like, they know stuff about my goals. I have these things that could potentially be limiting me. So let me go talk to them so they can break my beliefs and break my mental barriers. The other people, all they can really serve to do for you is either give you advice that is not really going to help you achieve your goals, or tell you how to overcome or use your insecurity in a way that has nothing to do with your goals, because they haven't accomplished what you want. So why would they have information that could serve you? Or what has happened to many people is that they will just abuse that information or use it against you, right? And I don't want you guys to go through that, because that has happened to me before, and I'm like, okay, so that was a complete waste of time talking about this. And it wasn't bad that I talked about my insecurities or shame, because I want to improve, but I just did not talk to the right people. And that's why you have to talk to your value circle. So please give me feedback on this. Did this make sense? Do you now realize that, okay, having these insecurities or shame isn't really a bad thing? I just need to make sure it's not preventing me from achieving my goals. And in order to do that, I'll make sure to become aware of what I feel bad about myself, or what makes me lack confidence within myself, whether it be a physical, internal thing, a circumstantial thing, whatever it is. And once I'm aware of what these things are, I will refer to my value circle, people who want to achieve the same thing as me, and I can work with them, and they value the same stuff as me, or people who have achieved what I want, and I can work with them because I have direct personal access to these people, so they will be able to help me out, whatever you think. And also, if you didn't like it, drop that down in the comments. Be like, this was stupid. I don't like being vulnerable, or I like being vulnerable. I just think you could have explained this better, used better examples, just generally overall been a better person when it comes to explaining this. Whatever you need to say, drop it in the comments. It all helps me become a better YouTuber. And please, please, please like the video, boost us in the algorithm so more guys can see this. Make sure they're not letting their insecurities or things that they feel shameful about or guilty about get in the way of them being able to achieve their goals, by becoming aware and then referring to their value circle. So with that being said, I guess I'll catch you guys in the next Mental Gym video. Peace.